onto somebody who does not need to practice her accent. We have baby girl Lisa, who is one of the members of the Real Housewives of Nairobi. Now, this was a very interesting cast because, but she basically says she was born and raised in the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. There's just something interesting about Lisa and her delivery and everything. It's just a very interesting cast. She makes it very known that she's a Muzungu, and that's why she keeps time and everything. It's just go and watch the show and then make your own judgment about Lisa. Personally, she's not my favorite contestant or rather the member. I'm just like, this is very unnecessary. Unnecessary drama. She does have some shade to her. She's a very shady person.
No, but like her shade is so not Kenyan.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not.
It's like, why are you late? It is disrespectful to be late.
It's like, are you serious? It's called African timing for a reason. Like there's a coined phrase.
Anyway, this time she is talking about her journey when she had cancer, when she was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 cancer. Now, when you're diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, basically it's like bye-bye, goodbye. There's nothing much we can do for you. We could just make you comfortable, and and she says the way she found out was she woke up in bed in a bloodbath of she woke up in bed in a pool of her own blood, and on her way to the bedroom, she fainted, and that was the first time ever. And it was so painful, she couldn't walk for more than 50 meters without coughing up blood. So she had 2 tumors in her uterus and a few in her lungs, and that is why it was a bit difficult for her to walk, and she was coughing up blood for very low maintenance things, walking, doing something, just something that would have her out of breath, she would cough out blood. And the doctors actually told her that she had 2 days to live because the tumors had gone too far. It is stage 4. Anyway, she got into chemotherapy for a long time and made a recovery. And she says the most notable loss of her having cancer was the hair loss. She lost all of her hair. However, I lost all of my hair and it grew back dark, thick, and curly. And that's just a different side to Lisa, a different side. When she mentioned it at the show, introducing herself as a member of the Real Housewives, and she mentioned her having cancer immediately, and was like, please don't make this your identity.
Personality.
Please don't make this your whole personality, because we have seen it. We have seen people who got malaria one time, and they're like, let me tell you, me, every conversation is like, there's a time I had malaria and I almost died. They make it their whole personality, their whole everything. It's like, Njeri wa malaria, Njeri wa tuberculosis. You just don't want to make it your whole identity. And I'm so happy that she has not made it, that. And she has not used it as a storyline, which is refreshing, because some people in that show have just used everything around them as their whole personality. Vera is Vera pregnant. We know a different Vera, But on the show, her whole personality is, I am pregnant. I am late because I am pregnant. I'm not arguing with you because I'm pregnant. I'm not coming to your event because I'm pregnant. I'm like, girl, really? And somebody actually said pregnancy is not a disability. Because let's be honest, she wasn't that far along in the show. She's still somewhat a bit small. There are things you can do, but she just took it too far. So I'm just glad that Lisa didn't use that as her whole personality, and she's identified herself as an entrepreneur, a rally driver, a mother, and other things. Yeah.
To be entirely honest, sometimes I feel like I can't really relate with Lisa until this very particular conversation was brought up, because she really is a Mzungu, and it just feels mismatched, like there's what we normally see, like Mine. Whenever, have you noticed, like whenever Kenyans are together, all we do is talk about relationships and sex.
Yeah.
Like that's our whole thing. Every single radio show you listen to, sex and relationships. Every podcast, sex and relationships. It's like, that's our whole thing. So when you hear her talking about it and Lisa is going like, that's conversations you need to have with your husband. And you're like, what do you mean, girl? This is all we talk about in this country. Are you serious? It's like she's so unattainably unrelatable. It's kind of strange. Because even when she was talking about like the things that her former lovers gifted her on that episode where they were trying to declutter. What was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Like, what was it?
It was declutter.
Yeah, it was decluttering. On that episode where they were decluttering, and then she was talking about, oh, this is the gun I was given by, the gun case I was given. I'm just like, what do you mean, gun case? Like, girl, where are you from? Ati, this is, what was it? The bracelet was some
gaudy bracelet.
Yeah, it's just like, and then my friend went and bought this purse for me, and it's made of leather, pure leather, made fashion from in South Africa. I'm just like, girl, what you mean? What you mean? Like, none of these things that you're saying are making sense to me right now, but it's okay. We're just gonna go with the flow.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I still like that she's very on point with very good things like decorum, for example. When they went for the rally, she was dressed properly attired for that.
And even for the event, she's the only person who RSVP'd. She's the only person who took her phone out and said, I am RSVPing. I'm telling you that I will be available
attending.
And I will attend.
Yeah, like she has a proper decorum.
Invitation, wakaeka kwa show.
She has such decorum. So that's the one thing I'm just like, okay, I would like to be like her in that aspect. But everything else, unattainable, unreachable, you know, I'm just like, girl, okay. But anyway, so this particular story, a lot of us have had an experience. Like, it was like, you know what Corona used to be like, do you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who has Corona? And you're like, no. And now it's like, everyone, you know, you've had someone very close to you who's had COVID and whatever. In the same way, unfortunately, cancer was also one of those things where we used to think it was like a white people problem, But now, all of us have had a family member go through it, or a very close relative go through it. So for that reason, I feel like I related with her. We've all had losses in our lives, and for that reason, you're just like, oh my God, you survived cancer? That's amazing. I am really happy for you. So yeah, I think I have found a new liking for her in terms of, I didn't hate her, I didn't dislike her, but now I kind of have an affinity towards her because it is such a struggle. Like, people survive cancer stage 4 and then less than a month later,
it's a different story.
You're caught again and you're out, so.
That was very dark. However, have you, the audience, have you ever RSVP'd? I'm going to receive invitation ya harusi. Unasema, ni date 26. Haya, tutaenda. You know, and you never tell the person who has, you know, invited you, extend that welcome, that yes, we will be
showing up.
Because it goes so much into the planning and the budget.
Right?
You know, people have budgeted for 90 plates. And then you did not RSVP, and then you don't show up. You know, it's just, please, when somebody sends you an invitation, ata ya harusi, RSVP.
Please.
Okay, please, kindly, okay?